All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to get all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the hopeful elect out here preaching this gospel in sincerity and truth throughout the four corners of the earth. Shalom. And I have an article right here by Natural News. And I'm pretty sure by now we've all caught wind of these articles and these news clips coming out about how these migrants are going around, basically eating animals, off the streets, off the ground, eating ducks and geese and, cats and all kind of shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I haven't seen these videos myself, but I've seen, some articles and news clips about these things happening. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be surprised if these things was taking place, but from where these migrants come from, life is, a lot different than it is in America. You know what I'm saying? Basically, when these migrants come over here, they see free food, But you got Jake, which is these Haitians, which is the tribe of Levi. You got people saying that they're coming over here in the States and they're basically eating cats and dogs and eating people's pets. Taking ducks out of the water and eating them, In this article, the title, it says, Haitian migrants demonstrate remarkable food survival skills. Americans take note, And if anything, honestly, these Haitians, these migrants, they can take survival skills from these Americans, because these Americans, they eat all kind of shit, man, and grotesque type of shit that they be putting in their mouth, man. Americans, they be on these survival shows drinking their own urine, they frying possum and alligator and snakes. Nigga, I just seen a video of a Jake, some simple ass nigga. He had a big ass thing of grease. I seen it on TikTok. He had a big ass thing of grease, and he had a boa constrictor, a whole boa constrictor, skinned up, and he had it over some grease, and he just lowered it in the grease, deep fried it and brought it up. You know what I'm saying? So these migrants, they can't show these Americans shit. Americans, they eat any damn thing. You know what I'm saying? Eating boa constrictors, eating alligator, eating fucking possums and all kind of shit, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't even think these migrants will go that far. But, the way that they're talking about, these famines, when they take place, I wouldn't be surprised if motherfuckers be out here eating grass off the lawn. The way these famines is gonna get, because these famines is gonna get real serious, man. These famines is gonna get real bad, to the point where, people start committing cannibalism. You know what I'm saying? So let me go into this article. It says, Haitian migrants demonstrate remarkable food survival skills. Americans take note. And it says, whatever you think about Springfield and the Haitian migrant invasion, one thing is crystal clear. When the famine hits hard, you see, they said when the famines hit hard, which means that a famine is going to come at some point, and it's going to hit hard. It's going to be very serious. Food is going to be scarce. People are going to be killing and fighting each other over, just whatever you can find. These famines, that's what's really going to have people on their knees, man. That's what's really going to make people lose their shit. Because then they're going to be forced with the choice of eating their babies or going through extreme hunger pains until they, till they croak over, until they die. And these are the type of choices that people are going to be contemplating, man. These are the type of choices that people are actually really going to be thinking about. Can I go another 3 days feeling like this, or should I just eat my 2-year-old child? You see, this is how it's going to get. But it says when the famine hits hard, the Haitians know where to find food. And it says average Americans who are living on processed junk food from the grocery store would largely be clueless and will starve. The coming engineered food collapse and financial collapse will indeed see migrants, invaders demonstrating a much higher survival rate than typical Americans, as they truly possess more street survival skills. you know, and I kind of agree with that to a certain degree, you know, because you do have these Americans that's been basically fed, you know, since the day, you know, been fed and catered to since the day that they was born. You know what I'm saying? They got, you know, fast food restaurants set up. You can just go swing through with your car and get, you know, a 2-piece or get a double stack or whatever these people eat. And then on the other hand, you have these migrants who live in a totally different world. You know, they got to go out and find food, you know, got to go out and hunt and things like that. Got to even make their own food, you know, or may even go without eating for a couple of days. You see what I'm saying? That's totally different from these Americans. So I agree, when a collapse happened, a lot of these people who relied on the government and relied on these institutions, these restaurants and things like that for food, they're going to die off. They're not going to know how to survive. They're not going to know how to catch food, make food, or anything like that. You know, but these migrants, they basically been bred up in conditions like that, so they'll know what to do. You know, and plus you got all these animals walking around over here in America. You know, all these migrants see is basically just free food walking around. You know, they don't even gotta go into a restaurant or anything like that. These motherfuckers out here eating duck straight out the pond. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of these Americans, these fat ass, you know, spoon-fed ass Americans, they gonna starve to death, man. You know what I'm saying? So it says, let me see, it says, eating geese caught in the city park is also known as wild crafted meat. If things get extreme enough, you will see widespread cannibalism in America's collapsing cities. Yes, people will begin eating people. After all, it's a food source, although insanely toxic, that's local, probably walking right down your street. Cannibals in America don't have to venture very far to find another meal. You know, because we're surrounded by people. Hell, your next door neighbor is like 3 feet from you. You know, whole neighborhood's full of people. You know, so when it get real bad, man, hey, a lot of people gonna turn to cannibalism. And I think, me personally, it's gonna be the pets first, then it's gonna be the children, then it's gonna be the adults. That's how people gonna be moving. They're gonna prey on the weakest first, you know. And it says, I discussed this in more detail in today's special report on cannibalism and the coming engineered famine, because there is an engineered famine coming. You know, this is why basically Bill Gates is buying up all the farmland. This is why all these farmers are committing suicide and going out of business and shit like that. You know, there's an orchestrated famine coming. And like I said, when the famine starts, that's when people really gonna, you know, man, that's when people really gonna suffer, man. When they can't eat and shit like that, you know. And the scriptures even talk about people breaking in each other's houses, you know, and spoiling each other's goods for the lack of bread. You know, that's talking about that famine, man. This is what's getting ready to take place, man. When your kids crying and begging you for food and you don't have nothing to give them, you know, what's left? What's choices next to make? You know, is to take it from somebody else. You know what I'm saying? These are the choices that people are going to have to face. But it says, reminder that the Deagle predictions show 200 million Americans dying in the next 15 months or so. Let's hope it doesn't happen. But it's quite clear on the thing necessary for anti-human globalists to achieve, that is to cut off the groceries, something that Kamala has already promised to do via price controls. And it says, note to all, streetwise migrant invaders don't care about price controls. The geese in the city park are free. Price controls only impact those who pay for food, not those who steal it. You see, so he's basically saying that these migrants are way better off, you know, in a position to survive when a collapse happens and famine takes place, you know. But these spoon-fed ass Americans, they're gonna starve to death, man, because they don't know how to basically take care of themselves outside of the government, you know, assisting them in everything, you know. And I'm gonna play a little bit of this video real quick just to see what this person is talking about. So let me play this real quick. I'm gonna start it right here because I think this is the point where he was basically going into you know, cannibalism and all that. So let's play this real quick.
people can no longer reproduce, or they die off, and then they are replaced by the new migrants who are not vaccinated by and large, and their children are not required to be vaccinated to attend public school. So understand, the American people are being targeted with death weapons by their own government, their own media, their own doctors and hospitals and medical journals are targeting the people for extermination and then replacing them with these illegal violent migrants that are eating people's cats and eating the geese in the city park. And soon, what's coming next, which is what I wanted to get to here, is they're going to turn to cannibalism, and it won't be long before they start eating your children. This is not hyperbole, and what happens in these third world societies is, as the system breaks down, the farms are shut down, which is part of the green philosophy, part of the Kamala Marxism/communism goals, is to...
Yeah, and they basically want to blame shutting down these farms because of greenhouse gases. They're saying that all of these livestock, all of these animals are basically letting off too much gas that's basically contributing to global warming and all of this weather change. Basically, just coming up with some bullshit, just so they can, get rid of these farms and these farmers and get rid of these animals, so people are not self-sufficient and they have to rely on the government. So they want to, get rid of all the livestock, get rid of all the animals. It's an orchestrated famine, but they're basically saying that the cows and are burping too much and letting off too much flatulence, and it's basically contributing to the heating of the atmosphere, which is bullshit, but this is what they're saying.
Shut down food infrastructure, farming, shut down combustion engines, essentially make mechanized farming illegal. You will have such famine, mass starvation across America, that the violent migrants will be eating your children. As sure as the sun rises, they will turn to cannibalism, because this is what is seen in third world societies as they turn to desperation over and over and over again. I know it's a subject that not a lot of people dare talk about. And of course, the corporate media pretends, oh, that would never happen. They're liars. They're the same people who said there's not an open border. Same people who said, oh, nobody's coming into America. Same people who said, oh, the government's not coming for your guns. Same people who said, oh, the government's not censoring your speech. Every single time it was a lie. And they're telling more lies now, and they're saying, oh, they're saying the Haitians aren't even eating people's cats. Of course they are. That's just the beginning. And when cannibalism goes into full effect across the sanctuary cities, the media is going to deny that too. And then you'll see stories popping up. Oh, a child missing, and then the bones were found over here in some migrant camp next to a barbecue pit, and it's going to be real. But the media is going to deny it, and of course the bleeding heart liberals will say, oh, that can't be true, you're making it up, because they want to apologize their way into mass extermination. Liberals are people who would rather be polite than be alive. They don't want to offend anybody, so they'll just let themselves be, murdered with...
Look, regardless of whoever believes what, a famine is definitely coming. It's going to be a very harsh famine. Food is going to be very scarce because it's going to be getting controlled, and it's going to be getting hoarded by the ones who have the most power, which are the elites. They're going to hoard everything, and the only way that you're going to be able to basically eat is you have to make an alliance with them, and basically be a part of their new world order and accept the mark of the beast, which we believe to be the RFID chip, which is a physical device that you're going to have within you to basically navigate, in this new world that they're establishing. You see? But in order to get control, they're going to get control of all the food first, and then that's how they're going to get control of all the people, But even before then, they want all of this chaos to happen. They want all of this chaos to brew, because they want to kill off a lot of people first, So this is why you see talk of, of them talking about they want to exterminate, billions of people,